Sculpture, we explore many media. You'll see some mixed media here pieces, figurative sculpture, abstract sculpture in plaster, and metal, and we still continue to use a lot of clay with wood also in this class. Advanced art, this is where the students start to branch out into their own themes and more expressive into starting to develop portfolios for college level. Here's some more pieces, the self-portrait taken to the next level, and some studies in surrealism, and lower right hand corner an observational piece done in watercolor. So that is a quick overview of some of the courses available at Charlevoix High School in the art department, and some examples of some of the pieces that the students walk away from through our program.
Buenas tardes, yo me llamo Sinor Skolton y soy uno de los profesores de las clases de español. Hello there, my name is Mr. Skolton, and I'm one of two Spanish teachers here at Charlevoix High School. I've been here for about 17 years. It's my 17th year of teaching, and I have most of the Spanish 1 classes and the Spanish 2 classes. Mrs. Glass is the other Spanish teacher, and she typically has the Spanish 3s and 4s. Spanish 1, just to give you kind of a lowdown on what the program is all about. You know, our objective, of course, is to learn the language, to get the kids speaking it, and you know, we start them out. Spanish 1 starts out right ground zero, right where a baby would start out. We start out from the very beginning, and it's pretty much a building block process year to year. We offer 4 levels of Spanish, 1 through 4. So incoming freshmen, if you take it your freshman year, you could take up to 4 years of Spanish here at the high school. Some special things that they could take advantage of. We are trip takers. We do a lot of trips on the even years. Like 2008, 2010 would be considered even years. We do a trip abroad, either to Costa Rica or to Spain, and this is a 2-week trip that we do right after school gets out, and it's quite a unique experience because the kids are they spend a week traveling with me or Mrs. Glass, sightseeing and touring around the country, and then the second week is dedicated to a family stay experience where they would actually stay with an individual family in either Spain or Costa Rica, and that's where you know, the immersion really takes place. That they speak a lot of Spanish, and it's a wonderful opportunity, wonderful experience for them. This is a trip that is offered to juniors and seniors, so they wouldn't necessarily have to be in Spanish 3 and 4, but they would have to be of junior or senior status. We only take the older kids, the upperclassmen. The other trips that are available, we do domestic trips on the odd years. So this year, 2009 and 2011 would be odd years, and we go to New York City for three days, and we go to Chicago, and those trips are very exciting as well. In New York, we spend time in Spanish Harlem. Kids get to see murals and learn about the history of Spanish Harlem, and participate in salsa dance lessons, and also do all the general sightseeing that any tourist would do going to either of those 2 cities. Couple things. Spanish is not required at this point for graduation at Charlevoix High School. The class of 2016, which would be the current 5th graders, that's the first year that 2 years Spanish is required for graduation. It is highly recommended. It is considered a college prep course. Most universities like to see foreign language on their incoming freshmen's transcripts from their high schools. Another thing that I would recommend, you know, it's great to take Spanish, because if you're going to go to college, most colleges, if you have had some Spanish in high school, you can either take a CLEP test and CLEP out of their foreign language requirement, which would mean the kids would have to prove that they know some Spanish, and each university administers a test, and most of our students have done really well on those, placing like into junior level Spanish courses. Now, if Spanish isn't something you want to go into in college, the nice thing though is that you'd get those classes out of the way, so you wouldn't have to take them. And in some cases, again, it would vary university to university, but a lot of universities, if you just have on your transcripts that you've taken a foreign language, they waive that general ed requirement, and it saves time, saves money, and I think everybody likes that. Spanish is a lot of fun. It's a great class. I'd highly recommend you to take it, your son or daughter to take it.
My name is Mrs. Peterson, and I teach journalism. I have taught journalism at Charlevoix High School since 1995. And in journalism, we have a myriad of tasks. One of them is that we create the yearbook. The yearbook is a business within itself. We have a very large budget. This year our budget is right around $28,000. And all of the money that is used to make the yearbook, students raise by selling ads and selling yearbooks. Not only do we produce the yearbook, but we also create a monthly newspaper, and on the side we do the CHS district newsletter. So there's a lot of things happening in one class. Some of the things that you'll learn if you take journalism include you learn how to take pictures. We go to all of the events that are happening in and around Charlevoix High School. You learn a desktop publishing program called InDesign, and it is real life skills, things that you could go out and get a job in tomorrow. InDesign, people who know how to use InDesign, those people are in demand, and companies pay a lot of money if you are a graphic designer. We also use a program called Photoshop, and a lot of people have Photoshop on their computers, but most people seem to have just the elements of Photoshop. We use the full version of Photoshop and learn how to edit, crop, and manipulate pictures. Everything we do in here is digital. We have 3 Nikon digital cameras that are checked out to students, and in addition to that, we work on the Macintosh. We were blessed last year to get 20 laptop Macintoshes, and so students can check out the Macs and work on the wireless connection that's in this room. It's not like your typical class. I don't lecture every day and then you have to take notes and then you take regular tests. Our tests come in the form of the final product. For example, our midterm exam this past month was not a paper and pencil exam, but students had to produce either yearbook or newspaper pages. And those are the things that go to print. So they're real life skills that we use. You learn how to communication skills by talking to people, doing interviews, and it's a pretty lighthearted class. We listen to music and hang out and talk about things that are happening in the world. Crunch time in here is probably deadline time when students are running around. If we have real life deadlines, and our yearbook and newspaper, the deadlines, they don't, that one of the downsides, I guess, is that they don't care if we've had a snow day or if you've been sick. So in the rare occasion that someone has been ill, everyone else has to pitch in and get that person's work done. It's a real team effort, and it's a fun class, and it's my favorite hour of the day is when we have journalism.